All right, welcome back to math. Today, module 4, lesson 7. We're going to be dealing with multiply any whole number by a fraction using a tape diagram, or what we call a stacked tape diagram. We have a fourth of 24. Well, the 24 is here because we want to say this is our total, right? And then we want to cut this up into what? That's right, we're going to cut it into fourths. So I'm going to cut it in half, and I'm going to cut my halves in half, right? That's how I get fourths. What do you think one of these would be? So we're asking, what is this one? What is the amount that would go in here? Well, if you look at our number on the bottom, a 4. If I said 4 times what? 4 times what is 24? What would you say? Well, I'm hoping you're saying that this is 6. So, let's see if we're right, okay? I'm going to take away my question mark. It's 6. This would be 12, right? And this would be 18. And this would be 24, right? So did we get it right? What's 1/4 of 24? 6. That's our answer. Well, what if I change this problem on you? What if I said, what's 2/4 of 24? What's 2/4 of 24? What would you say? Well, this is 1/4, right? So then this would be what? That's right. This would be 2/4 altogether. What would that be? 12, right? Because 6 plus 6 is 12. What if I took it a little bit further and said, okay, let me change the color. What's 3/4 of 24? Well, we know that this is 1/4, right? This is 2/4. And then this one over here is 3/4, right? So we're talking about this whole amount right here. So this whole thing would equal what number? 6 plus 6 is, that's right, 12 plus 6 is 18. Good job. See how easy this is to do? It looked scary at first when we looked at it because we had a fraction and we were asking what's 1/4 of 24. It was a little scary at first. So let's try another one, okay? Let's see how you can do. All right, I have a new problem. What's 1/3 of 24? So what do we put up here in our big box? That's right, we're gonna put a 24, and then we're gonna break this next box into what? That's right, we're gonna break it into thirds. Okay, now we have 1 box, 2 box, third, right? 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. All right, so what's in this 1 box? How did we do our problem last time? I took this number here and I said, okay, 3 times what is 24? Does anybody know what 3 times what is 24? That's right, you said 8. Good job. So there's an 8 in here. So what is 1/3 of 24? What is 1/3? Because this would be 1/3, right? It would be 8. That's our answer. What if I had another question? What's 2/3 of 24? What would that be? Yeah, you said add another 8 in here and then put these together. I agree. So that'd be 16, right? Good job. Nice work. I think that's easy to do that way. Nice work, people. Okay, we've got a word problem. It says a skating rink sold 66 tickets. Of these, 2/3 were children's tickets, and the rest were adult tickets. How many adult tickets were sold? Well, what do we want to put in this top box? That's right, we're going to put the 66, because that's our total number of tickets, right? And it's cutting them into what? Thirds. You're right. Good job. So our unit is 3, right? Okay, so we have 66 tickets. It says 2/3 were sold to children. Why don't we figure out what 1/3 is going to be, and then we'll go from there. How does that sound? 2/3 of 66. What's our unit? Our unit is 3, right? So my question is, 3 times what is 66? Because this is our units, right? 3 goes into 6 how many times? 2. How about 22? Well, let's check it out. I'll put it up here and go, okay, 22 times 3. 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 is 6. 66 is what we needed, so we did it right. Just double checking that, making sure. Okay, so there's 22. How many were sold to children? How many were sold to children? Well, 2/3 of them were sold to children, right? I'm going to leave the children's tickets in red, okay? So 44 tickets were sold to kids. How many were sold to adults? Because see, that's really what our question is. How many adult tickets were sold? They're looking for this number right here. Do you know what it is? You're right. It's the same, isn't it? It's 22. So how many tickets were sold to parents? 22 were sold. Nice job. So really what they were doing is they were trying to trick us a little, weren't they? Because they said 2/3 of the tickets were sold to children. How many adult tickets were sold? So they were looking for this last box. What was that going to be? So our answer to this problem is actually 22. Even though they said 2/3 of the tickets were sold to children. Don't fall for that trick when that's on a test, okay? Finish reading the question and see what they're asking for. So this was actually easier than we thought, because actually we could have just taken this number right here and said, oh, that's the adult tickets, right, was just 1/3 rather than the 2/3 of the children. Well, I hope that this was helpful. Keep going over it and pause it as you go. I love math.